her daughter because she had been molested by her stepfather growing up.
What? Well, she killed her baby because was the baby her stepfather's baby? Why did she kill the baby too?
It was her baby, Tommy. I actually am getting like the background from the other. I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you may have it on your
I'm
phone.
hearing everyone else from, but not you.
That maybe you may have it on your phone.
I don't know. I am on my phone.
No, I'm
Should I
saying it may
turn
be
something else
playing. Yeah,
off?
it may be playing on your phone. You got to do me a favor. Do you know my email address? I want to hear this story. Do you have my email address?
I really want to tell you. I really want to share this story with you. It's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. I want to let you have that because if you're having this feedback and this sounds like it might be a long story, I want to let you tell it yourself, by like without the show by
Sure. What's
itself.
your email?
TJ, just the letters TJ. Do you see that little private chat over there on the side?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, look over. You'll see me write it in there now.
Okay, cool.
Email me there. I want to hear this story because when you say, and they put it in the comment section on the show as well. So it's in the comment section over there on the show. But I really want to hear this because when I hear stories like this, sometimes I won't go any far. I want to hear it when we're not having feedback and the stuff is not going on. So I want to set it up to where it's just one-on-one, you and me, and I want to hear this story.
Absolutely. I'll email you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. I sent you a cash app too. Threw a little bit of change at the back of your neck.
Well, all right. And you said Lady AK. Is it that on here?
That's me. Yeah, that's me.
Okay. Let me see if I can find it. I'll read them all out, ladies and gentlemen. I'll read them all out, but I'll get it to where your thing is working. I want to hear this story by itself.
I'll email you, Tommy. Thanks for taking my call. Hey, keep fighting a good fight, my brother.
Thank you so much, and I'm glad that a lot of you guys are able to come up here. And if you guys, if your thing isn't working and you have a story like this, I want to hear it. I want to hear it. If you got a story, and I will say this to all of you, and thank you for putting the email out there. If you got a story that you want to tell about yourself or a situation that you know of, and you have no problem telling this story publicly, email me. I will set it up to where either we can do a one-on-one show or I'll do an entire show to where people can call in and express themselves. Because the hardest thing to do is to say it publicly, but you don't know how cathartic it is to do it. Black man, you're on the air.
Hey Tommy, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Talk to me.
Well, I think personally they should make this an act of terrorism.
Explain.
Because think about it. It's like kind of a religious thing how it spreads, right? And you can cut the head off one snake, but then it's an ideology that just keeps spreading and spreading and spreading. So if you make it an act of terrorism, that way it'll be charged. Well, never mind. I guess it's already charged federally, but they should make it like an extreme like penalty.
I think not only should it be an extreme penalty, but I think the problem is the people who control the children today get the lowest penalty. So it makes it almost like our society doesn't want to stop it from happening. Meaning, if you look at it, the women who are controlling their society is pushing single motherhood. If they're pushing single motherhood, why aren't they also pushing that these people who are getting preferential treatment when it comes to custody, that they're being held to the highest standard? But they're not. They can easily put these charges on a man, but a man can't easily put these charges on a woman. They can easily get a man for child abuse, but it's harder to get a woman for child abuse. So you're pushing that women have the children more often than not, and you're making it to where they get away with the crimes that they commit while the children are in their custody. I don't think y'all hear me. Let's say it again. You're pushing for women to get preferential treatment when it comes to custody. And you're also pushing for women's sentences to be lighter when committing crimes with those children in their custody.
Wow.
So can we trust the state when it appears that the state is actually benefiting off of it? Because this is the same state that's allowing these people to come over and bring their children over here, because they are part of this ring that is a part of neglecting and abusing children. So when you ask the state to help stop something that they're pushing, it's like asking the state to regulate big pharma. They're pushing it. You think they're going to regulate it? It's like asking the fox to investigate the chicken coop.
I was about to say, hence why they had a DEA, hence the drug on war, hence Big Pharma.
There are many police officers who will tell you when they do a bust, them drugs go right in the front door and right out the back. Right back on the street. I hear what you're saying, and it would be a great thing. But when they want to talk about, we say we want to defund the police. Why haven't we defunded DFACS? Defund the police, but we don't want to defund DFACS.
Now, I got a personal story on that I would love to tell you about. Because I know all about that, like CPS and stuff. I know all about that.
A lot of CPS, what they do is help push this stuff. They are taking kids out of families, making it difficult for them to get the family back, just to stick it in a foster home where the child is being abused to the nth degree. If we wanted to challenge this, do you know what we could do? Defund single mothers. This would cut out 80 to 90% of the fuck shit that's going on. Defund single mothers. She had Braylon because it was convenient for her to do so. Had it not been convenient for her to do so, she wouldn't have done it. That boy was a check, and he's getting older now.
And she figured he was useless. Like, well, he's getting older now. I'll just bring him around random men, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what's your email again? Can you put it in the chat for me?
Yeah, TJ at yourworldmyviews.com. Let me know what we want to talk about, and I'd love to have you on the show to tell the story, bro.
Oh, yeah, because I want to talk about the whole CPS and the whole, how the whole system is set up and everything from my personal perspective.
Would love to hear the story. Thank you so much. I'm glad that many of you guys are taking advantage of it. I want any, and you guys do, please do, just like Black Man up here. If you got an opportunity, if you want to tell a story, email me. Let's talk about it. Jesse, what's going on?
What's up? What's up?
Not much. Your voice is low.
Do you hear me now?
Oh, I can hear you, but you're low. But go ahead.
Yeah, I'm doing this on the phone.
Don't worry. I turned you up. Go ahead.
Yeah. Thanks. And this is getting really ridiculous. I'm from the Netherlands, and we all see this. We all see the bullshit that's going on in America. But to me, it's weird how much this shit happens. It's so common nowadays. How is it that child neglection or children getting touched, how is it so common?
Because it's so hidden. I had an argument with somebody in the comment section, and hopefully that guy's watching, because he's a mod or has at least a thing where I had to tell him, hit the link and stop talking crap, talk to me. And he said he wouldn't do it because it's not going to change anything. So I told him, then don't write anything else in my comment section. But he was trying to tell me that I was wrong when I pointed out the molestation that goes on in the black neighborhood, and he was showing me the stats that show it happens way more often in white and Hispanic neighborhoods. But what he wasn't understanding was, and I hope he's listening, is what I was saying. It's become such a norm in the black community that we don't tell it. We don't. So the numbers wouldn't reflect it. Who do we tell as black children? We don't have anyone to go and fucking tell, and no one cares. So if you're going to believe that stat, great. But why don't you believe your eyes as well? Why don't you believe your ears as well? When you have so many people with that story.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I can just, I can almost cry about this because we're so much about Black Lives Matter, but all them kids, nobody gives two fuck about them kids, man,
Yep.
and that shit makes me so mad.
Think about it. We give a shit more about George Floyd, a career criminal, than these
That
children
that
who've
criminal,
done
that ain't
nothing.
shit. He made us look bad. He's 6'4", talking about plead, plead. So, that shit
Just
pissed me
looking
the
like a
hell off,
crack,
man.
just all crackhead behavior. But all these people have run to that man's defense. We run to whore's defense. Right now, you have all these people. Your Kwame Browns brought a whore on their channel to talk about me, made this whore out to be a victim. But his children who are running around right now and don't know what the fuck going on in life, you ain't talking about them? They should actually matter. They should actually care. You want to get people to take me down, but you ain't talking about your baby mama. Why ain't you getting to see your kid? This is something that should be important. But we don't want to talk about that. We want to talk about Gilbert Arenas.
Exactly. They should, but they should defund. They should
We want to do
defund
Week
wealth,
Weasel
right?
Wednesday, but
And
we don't want to do.
people.
We don't want to do anything. We don't want to do something about Kids Tuesday. You don't want to do anything that fucking matters. Fuck a shoe drive. That doesn't help. When you ask why does it go on so much over here? Because there's a code of fucking silence. It's like omerta over here when it comes to what happens to black children. No one cares what happens to them.
When it comes to the truth, people will flee. They will stay silent. They won't say anything. And somebody in the comment section said, "Black guy from the Netherlands, shut the fuck up." We all see what's going on in America. Y'all are literally the example. Y'all have the biggest influence in the world, America. Black people in America. They got the biggest influence. We see everything. And this is becoming bad, bro.
Well,
This is not
we have a
only-
duty too. Like with great power come great responsibility. If we know the rest of the world looks at us, why don't we do a little different? And think about it. It's not just you. The other caller, just 2 callers ago, Luke is from the Netherlands too.
Yeah. You from Amsterdam. I'm from the low. I'm from Brabant. That's the low side, almost Belgium. So
Yeah.
this is, but we all see this, man, and we all love the black community. We want to see them better. We want to see them grow. But if you got all these single mothers and all these simps making excuses every day, no matter what they do, everything is an excuse. At that point, what should black men do? Should they just leave all them people alone and go on their own? Or should they just it's just bad. I don't know what to do, man, because I'm really trying to help something.
Well, see, here's the thing. When we hear somebody say something, and if it's true, we shouldn't care where it came from. So as an American black, what you're doing is you're talking to a bunch of people who are used to passing the buck, who are used to saying, I'm going to find a reason to have a problem. I'm going to find a reason to ignore it. I'm going to find a reason not to do it. So when someone says something, they'll say, you're not black enough, you're not tall enough, you're not short enough, what do you know about it? You didn't grow up in the hood, you from the valley. All kinds of excuses other than, is this person telling the truth? Do we really care enough about it to change it? So what you've proven right there by saying what you're saying is you've proven that these people don't care about children. They don't. They will do anything to get out of what they've done to children.
Exactly, man. And the thing is,
when they hear the stories of somebody saying, I had no shoes and I was homeless, but if you say their mother wasn't shit, they say you were talking bad about their mama. Well, why can't I talk bad about your mama who left you shoeless and homeless? Why would that be a thing? I don't care if this person's dead. I don't care if this person's where. They neglected you.
And
Uh-oh.
exactly, and the same thing. And the same thing here in the Netherlands. You cannot talk about the problems. This is not only the black community in America. This is a lot of communities with brown skin or dark skin people from different areas. Also here in the Netherlands. If you talk about the problems, they will call you verkaasd. And verkaasd means you've been cheesed. You are white now. You so
Mm.
white. I cannot talk about no problems. I can't even have a normal accent. They call me white. I can't sound smart. I have to be stupid to identify with them.
We call them
I have to
we call them
I have
coconuts.
to be so dysfunctional to feel at home.
We call them
And I don't
coconuts,
have I
and
don't do that.
we call them coconuts in America. They call them Oreos.
Yeah, yeah. They Oreos, that's crazy. Y'all have the same stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
But that's sad, man. But I'm gonna let you continue. Thanks for this call. This
Thank you,
this
brother.
this this has been the first time, and yeah, I've been trying to call you for a long time, and I've been watching you for like almost 3 years. I'm 21 now,
Mm-hmm.
but I've been crying a lot about one of your videos because it hits home. Because I want to see black people win, man. That's all we want to do, win.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to win, all the truth has to come out. No bullshit. No, or I know plenty of black women that are single moms and they teach the sons,
Yeah, we
they
always.
raise their
Mm-hmm.
sons good. I don't give a fuck. That's not the majority.
Mm-hmm. And still,
That's the
even
thing, man.
no, and you're right. And thank you, Jesse. I want you to keep calling in because I remember you calling in before. But he's right. I hate it. It's hard to have a discussion with someone who's going to tell me, I know plenty of. So are you saying you don't care about the children who it's happening to? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying it's so many that's work? I'm going to go with your false number. There's so many of them that's doing well that the ones who aren't was no big deal. Is that what we're doing? First off, it's untrue. But even by what you're saying, you sound like a dick. That you're saying these other children can suffer because you know some who are not. It's not how you solve a problem. You don't say cancer is only killing 30% of people who catch it. It's not that big of a deal. But that's what it sounds like you're saying. Sounds like you should be working to get that 30 down to 20, that 20 down to 10, that 10 down to 5, that 5 down to 2.5, that 2.5 down to 1,666, whatever the fuck. We need to just keep on moving this shit down until it's not a problem anymore. We need it to be like polio. We need child molestation to be like polio. How many of you guys want to see child molestation numbers down to polio numbers? Are we wrong for wanting that? Are we wrong for wanting child molestation numbers to be down to the Black Plague numbers? Is that wrong? We want it down to where it's an anomaly. That we don't hear about it. That other children can't get together and commiserate over what happened to them. That we don't have large numbers like we have right now of people in the comment section when I say, hey, it happened to you, and just have a whole bunch of people talking about, yep. Is that wrong? I mean, we get together and march all damn day about somebody black getting killed by the cop when that barely happens. Warlord, talk to me.
But there's some things you've already touched on with this. But like I said in the comment section, I've never been abused, thank God, myself, and I really had to put up with it and the people around me. But at one point in my life, in my mid to late 20s, I was staying with a friend, and this was the kind of friend who had a large extended family, and the matriarch of the family, his mother, who he lived with, kind of took care of all the kids. All the babies came over to her house. And like you had mentioned, his kids watching each other. You'd have 8 kids running around. They're all upstairs making noise, doing whatever. The way my story began for me, I'm standing there on the porch smoking a cigarette with my buddy, and a cop rolls up. And he says, he's there for me. And I'm like, all right, about what? And he wasn't there to arrest me. He was there to tell me they had finalized a report on me. I had been investigated by a judge, by CPS, and by the sheriff's department because I had the accusation made that I touched one of these kids running around this house. And it wasn't, I don't believe it was a malicious thing. I think they just literally, when they found out this had happened to their kid, they made a lot of common mistakes. They asking the kid questions. They're leading the child with their questions. Was it this person? Was it this person? And you're not supposed to investigate things like that. So I think I just got accused because I happen to fit the profile. I'm a man in my mid to late 20s, don't really have an interest in pursuing women. I was just more interested in hanging out with my buddies. I guess I looked the part. So they thought, well, and he's staying here, with his friend. So we got to look at him as a possibility. That's a fair enough situation. Come to find out what it was, as you could have probably predicted from the beginning of my story, it's another child in the house. The child had it happen to him. And because it was all a bunch of kids watching each other and parents were coming over to grandma's house to unload the babies, and this woman is already pressed. She's taking care of a couple adult sons who can't get their shit together. And then everybody's dropping the kids off at her house. Yeah, I sympathize with this woman too. That really wasn't, no, she could always share some of the blame for allowing this shit to happen. But regardless, when it all shook out, and when the story began for me with that cop coming up to the porch, that's also pretty much where it ended because they cleared me. They said, no, there's pretty much no evidence that you were involved, and from further investigation, we're looking at the other children in the house. I was raised in this little a church that most people would think when they look at it from the outside is Amish. I had what you'd call a sheltered life. And while I did get to run around with friends later and getting into drugs and stuff like that, I was pretty much one of them little golden kids growing up. So I'd never had anything like this happen to me. I was thankful that if it had to happen, it was over that quick for me.
So it ended up, just to wrap that part up. So it ended up being the children in the house who did it.
It was one other child. And, I never, like I said in my comment, I never got an apology. No one ever came along and said, hey man, we know that could have caused some problems for you there. And we also know we made some mistakes along the way that we handled investigating the situation. I was actually glad, though, they did go to the authorities instead of taking things on their own hands, and that it all shaped out all right in the end.
Yeah, because if you think about it, you could have been in a real bad situation. What if they didn't go to the police? What if they decided to believe what was said and they harmed you, and you would have been getting your ass beat or worse, not knowing? You had nothing to do with it. You wouldn't even know what they were doing it for.
Right. And then there's the added perspective. And this is one of the reasons I appreciate your show so much. You get the topics like this, and it's not one track. There's so many things from either other shows or that you bring up here. Like in this show, I've got a shit ton of stuff I'd like to say about fostering because my brother is a foster parent. But to stick on what I was saying, one of the things you'll notice that you see here with your situation with certain busts, a lot of people talking shit about what they should do to you. They ain't going to do it themselves. They're just hoping some other nutcase out there does it. And I noticed this going on in the local mugshot pages. There's groups dedicated to watching the mugshot pages. They're everywhere. And the public, one of the things they love to do is talk about how this person should have their nuts cut off. Somebody should hang this person up from a tree. They're touching children. Well, I agree with the sentiment. If you got a legit pedo, there's no curing that. Get some brass. Some brass is about the only thing that's going to cure that. But the way the public talks, I find myself looking at it and I'm thinking, what do any of you people know about the situation? Do you really know that's what's going on? Or are you allowing for the possibility that there's been false accusations made?
But they don't
Or
care. They're pushing false accusations, because if they really cared, they all know someone who's done it or someone who's been a victim of it, and they go after them. Why is it you spending time always going after pedos online instead of pedos in your house?
it's the exact thing you deal with. They're not going to do it themselves. They hope some other person does it.
Mm-hmm. That's why I
They're
know they
literally
don't
just
believe
sitting
it.
there having feelings, and they hope
Yes.
somebody comes in and improves their feelings by doing some crazy shit.
Mm-hmm. That's why I know they don't
But-
mean what they're saying. Because if they meant what they were saying, they would round up the people they know are doing it. They wouldn't constantly be online talking about some, let's go after this other person that we think is doing it. Let's go after this. And somebody said it's virtue signaling. And I agree. They're trying to act like they care, but they don't.
No, I don't believe so either. And it's like I also said in the comment section, and it was a response to something you were saying. I've heard more women saying they're up in their feelings about the dead Ukrainian kids right now. And I'm thinking to myself, some kids getting touched right on your block,
Yep.
probably by someone you know. Crazy shit's happening all around you. The only time you care about something and you're up in your feelings is when some idiot box tells you. We used to call the television the idiot box.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's the phone, because they look at the phone, have feelings about something, and then express that, but they don't do anything. All they do is contribute to more negative feelings in the world and a sense of hopelessness that they'll never be fixed, because no one around here is fixing their feelings. But it starts in the house. It starts with the individual. If you see a problem, ensure that problem's being cleansed from your circle.
Mm-hmm. Agree.
So I
Warlord,
appreciate that.
Warlord,
That's about all I have to say.
thank you so much for coming up here. Hey, listen, guys. These people, and thank you guys for hitting the Cash App, those of you who have, and I will read the Cash Apps at the end, because you guys have almost got me at the magical 1,000. I never expected this, and I thank you guys for sharing. And I'm going to read all of your notes and whatever you guys have over here and put them on the screen as well. But here's the funny part about it. The majority of the people who are online talking about what should be done to pedos, they've had someone do it to them, and they're not outing the pedo who touched them. I don't think y'all hear me. Let me try this again. I think the mic don't work. That's probably what it is. I think the mic is broken. Let me see if I can plug it up. The majority of people who are going around online talking about what should be done to so-and-so, they either have had it done to them and refused to out the person who did it, or as I said earlier, they're probably the ones doing it themselves. The only people that are the child advocates are the child predators, it appears. The best child predators are child advocates, because the United States does not care about children. The best child predators are child advocates. You know, like the guy up in Illinois who was a clown and was preying on children. What's up, bro?
Hey, what's up, Tommy? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Talk to me.
Yeah, I just want to touch on when you talk about Royce. I mean, the problem starts with her, I think,
Yep.
because she's been around. You know what I'm saying? Dwight hasn't been around. So they pointing about talking about Dwight, his stuff happened off the court and everything. But Dwight was around that child too, exposed him to that. When people get molested, man, you gotta know somebody is touching them. You know what I'm saying? So for her to be around all that time and that picture.
Yeah,
Man, that picture
I
is
would
documented.
never accept that picture about why would you
That-
take a
that-
picture of your boy in the bed and it's a nigga you don't know that man like that.
If that picture ain't document number one, you feel me? I don't know what it is.
And then the
You know
other
what I'm
one with
saying?
him jumping on another dude's back, same year.
She ain't paying attention. You know what I'm saying? She's too worried about herself. You know what I'm saying? So.
And you ain't with now one of these niggas that you had. Then think about it. The boy 14. You ain't with now one of these niggas that you had in the pictures with this boy. They all gone.
They're one of them. I'd have lost my mind. I'd have lost my cotton picking mind if that was my son.
And ain't no, and the fact that nobody's questioning the parenting. Where are her parents saying something about it? Where are the nobody's questioning this? And then even after he did something, she was able to keep the child. She was able to keep the child after he did what he did. She still had custody.
That's crazy. I mean, it's sad how the system is working. I mean, I got my son right now. You know what I'm saying? He's 6, about to be 7.
Good man.
No course, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I had to get him from his mother because she wasn't fit enough. You know what I mean? He can still see her, when he wants to, but she can't get him by herself. I don't trust it. You know what I mean? So if I love my son, why would I expose him to that? A lot of brothers got to get out to get their kids. But even you don't deal with the mom and stuff, you get at that boy or that girl. Because children need both parents in some way. You know what I mean? And it's the same as people are so selfish, they worry about themselves but not the child.
There's a reason why dads make better parents. They just do.
Definitely, because we're on point. I'll say we care more, but we more focus on that child than we're less selfish.
Well, we're gonna do less things that are stupid. We're not just gonna sit up here and say, just keep my kid while I go out to the club all night. That sounds weird to most men. Even men, when they're not good fathers, it still sounds weird to them.
Right.
It sounds weird to say, I'm going here, you keep my kid while I'm gone. It just sounds weird to someone because the easiest way for a guy to end up being like really attached to a kid, let him be around that kid. If it's a father, let him be around that kid. All these women, if you want to do something to a guy, just do a simple thing of when you have the baby, invite him there and do the world a favor. After you do
What is that?
After you do it, invite him at the birth. Put that baby in that man's hand. No matter what he was thinking, shit changes as soon as you put that baby in his hand.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
No, go ahead. I was done.
Oh, I'm sorry. It seems like you said, most of these kids will be way better off. Even if y'all, like you said, if y'all don't deal with each other, just that contact. You know what I'm saying? How many kids, like, when I was growing up, how many kids walk past their dad because stuff their mom would say about them was not even true? You know what I'm saying? Oh, forget that, dude. Forget that. Man, that's not cool. And that hurts a child. They don't get it. That hurts a child. They're so selfish. I'm saying all women, but the women get the kids. I mean, you see how the courts work. I mean, they got the kids. So when the kid grow up, they're going to blame the father for not being around, but we weren't allowed to be around.
Right.
I just got lucky. You know what I'm saying?
And here's what's funny. I did agree with what the woman said earlier, and I still do agree. But she said, the things that were in the paper and stuff about Dwight Howard, could hurt the kid. And I agree. But a lot of the things that were in the paper about Dwight Howard, guess who put them there? The mom.
Right.
The mom said things that allowed other people to say things to the kid when the kid was in school. The mom put out false narratives about him, true or false narratives. She did it. She turned his father into internet gossip column fodder.
That's crazy. And you wonder why the boy. So I don't know what happened to the boy, but something did. And she's definitely the common denominator and all that. You know what I'm saying? She's definitely like the foundation to start. And what's good about how the cops jumped in, you know what I'm saying, is they're gonna get to the bottom of it. Now that boy can talk. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Whatever counselor she was going through, maybe he wasn't really going. I mean, if she get a good doctor and a good counselor and they answer that boy, it's going to come out. It's going to come out. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing is good about people talking about and exposing it like that, because it's going to come out and somebody's going to get in trouble for that. It's probably going to be her.
Ooh, yes, sir.
But Dwight wasn't around. He wasn't around long enough.
Yeah. And that's what she's worried about. That's why she told her page she can't talk because the lawyers told her she can't talk. Dwight right now, he's sitting at home comfortable. He knows this has nothing to do with him. Literally,
Yeah.
he knows this has nothing to do with him. Hey, thank you so much for coming on to the show. Hey, the person named Eric said, "Hi, Tommy. Been following you for years. I'm a chiropractor and horror novelist. I'm working on a story about an internet celebrity who is being stalked by a former fan. Would love your perspective on fan turn hater. Just make sure you email me if you don't mind. Email me. I can get that. I think that's one of them. Another one, you see what's going on in the comment section. As we are having a really good conversation, a great conversation about something that's important, a couple of people wanted some attention, so I'll give it to them. You kept on calling me Tammy. Said that Tammy, you're having a fire show. Tammy, whatever. Felicia said, where is the father? Felicia, we've explained where is the father. We know who the father is. I'm confused, Felicia. Why would you keep writing? Why do such a tiny percentage of black men apply for and I will Felicia, could you do me a favor, Felicia, and hit the link? Can y'all give the link to Felicia, because it seems like she has a lot of questions, and I said either Felicia, hit the link or stop typing in my comment section. Or ask your question via Cash App and I'll answer it. You have two options. Hit the link or ask it via Cash App. Because other than that, I think you're just trolling. Hit the link, ask it via Cash App. If you write another question in the comment section, they will block you. I don't mind talking to you, and I think that what you're saying is important. Hit the link. Let's have the discussion, especially since it seems like you're really into it. You said the trolls must suck at life. Yeah. When you come over here and I'm having such a great show that your friend can't have, so all you do is just call me Tammy? Well, okay. After you get through calling me Tammy, go and help somebody in your neighborhood. Go and help some kid dealing with something. Please do that. Or do you just wake up to go around the internet to call somebody Tammy and say white boy tactics and weak weasel all day? That's why I point out how dumb they are. I couldn't imagine myself going over there and him having a great conversation about something and I say, weak weasel. I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't understand it. Charles.
Hey, what's up?
Not much.
Hey, my question is this, man. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, listen. Do you think she was just didn't report none of that stuff to the police, or because she wanted to set Dwight Howard up? So let's say like she didn't do all that. She wanted to make him look bad because she knows she wasn't going to get in trouble, but it backfired on her. She was trying to do this to make Dwight Howard look bad instead of it making him look bad. It made her look bad.
Nah, I don't know if she. I don't know if she's trying to do a triple cross, because that's what that would be tantamount to. Like I don't think she's thought that far. I don't think she thought that far ahead. I don't see that.
What I'm saying is,
because you got. Well, let me tell you why. Because they only talk to her. Like the first time the DFACs talked to her, the DCF only talked to her. She was the one admonished. She can't blame it on him at that point.
So she already knew that she couldn't keep the supposed to keep the kid away from other kids. She knew that.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of how that looked, regardless of how that looked, thinking like this: I'm not going to get in trouble. Dwight's going to get in trouble. It's going to make him look bad. They're not going to blame me. Regardless of how that looks, they're going to probably mostly blame him because of his behavior that he done on previous behavior.
Nah, I don't think
They're going to make him look bad more than it's going to make me look bad.
No,
because I'm the mother.
No, because you're the one that's going to get arrested, because you're the one who they told don't let this happen. So it couldn't make him look bad because you're going to have to go through the first arrest of you. They weren't going to arrest him. In order for you to do what you're saying, she had to know she was going to get arrested. And then after, I guess she was going to clean it up. But
You
it
don't
had
think she
I
was
only
just trying to
no
make it look to where he was going to mess up his career?
no
Trying to
because
get his career?
no, it
make
can't
him look
mess
like
up
he
his
was
career.
gonna-
It can't mess up. This is a real stretch what you're doing. It can't mess up his career that he got a neglectful baby mama. It didn't mess up
Yeah, you're right.
Juvenile's career that his baby mama ended up getting killed along with his kid. It didn't hurt Juvenile's career. It wouldn't hurt my career if my baby mama, if the woman I got a kid with does something stupid to my kid. It's not going to hurt me.
Well, I was like, it's like more like that Me Too movement. Like, if I'm even though I'm messing up, I'm your baby's mom, and I got your kid, and it's going to make you look just as neglectful as it's going to make me look neglectful.
No, it isn't because he's working. I don't know where you're
do
trying
everything that you could to get your kid.
I don't know where you're trying to go with this, but literally you're way overthinking this. You're way overthinking this. That she's now doing all of
You're
this.
breaking up. I can't.
Yes, I don't know. I'm lost. Where he would even think that, and keep trying to sell it. She set all this up because she knew that after she got caught, they would somehow paint her to be a victim of him not wanting to take the kid. That still wouldn't take the charge off her, nor would it put a charge on him. And if she's doing that to try to ruin his career is at the tail end of it. Dwight Howard may not even get a contract next year. But I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm not going to make this show too long, so I'm going to shorten it here. But I'm going to go and check and see if I got emails from people who want to come join the show and talk about their experiences. To wrap this up, Royce Reed is the same woman who thinks it's normal to put her child in position to become a predator after being preyed upon. Ladies and gentlemen, these stories should matter to us, but apparently they do not. For those of you who wanted to hit the Cash App and did not, I still thank you. I'm going to read these Cash App numbers from the people. Trishana said, for the great content lately, trying to keep up. She put $100 on it. Jesse Peterson said, love you, bro. Put $3 on it. For a good topic show and the earlier show, $5.76 from Nick Young. Mercedes said, good show. Chow 10 said, for a good Sunday for you. David said, well, just put the time. KC said, showing love. Gigi said, here's a little something for cheering me up. Leroy put a little something on it. Andre put something on it and said, for a great show. Torrance said, she's older than Dwight. She's the groomer. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yes, she's older than him. McMorris, because I cannot say your first name. And it says, my cousin. Oh, my God. Oh, yes. That's the young lady that had called in. My cousin had killed herself and her baby last year. I want to talk about that story because I don't think she's going to like the way I approach it, but I definitely want to hear that. Michael put something on it. Ladarius, thank you. Devin said, for the galaxy. Kirk said, dropping knowledge. Arthur said, stepdaddy. Man, good show. Daniel put $2 on it. My man Brian Redmond put 100 on it. And Perilyn Williams put something on it. Thank you. There was somebody else who put 100. It wasn't just Brian. There was another person. It's gone now. But it was a guy who put did he take it back? Brian, you weren't the only one. There was another dude who sent 100, but I don't see it anymore. That's odd. Let's see what else has come through. Jerome says, Hatchet Brown. He put $5 on it. Zach said, great show. Zigga Man 730. Jay Kelly said, thanks for the great shows always put $10 on it. Thank you guys so much for everybody who did it. I'll try to do that once a show to make sure that I can get you guys out there for showing love, because you don't have to, but you do. And it's things like that and people like you guys who continue to make this thing work. And I appreciate everything that you guys do. Hey, Katrina, thank you guys. And all my OnlyFans people, you guys are fucking awesome. McGrez, he put $10 on, threw it at the back of my neck. Kevin Simpson threw $5 at the back of my neck. Let's see if I can read the rest of them. That came at the back of my neck. Lance put $5 on it, said, I came through late, so at Tommy. If you are the advisor to Dwight Howard, do you encourage him taking custody of their son now? Damn it. Damn it, Lace 511. How many of you guys think that's a good question? That is a great question. Southeast Q put $5 on it, told me to cut the damn mic. I'm going to answer that after I read the rest of these, because I want to end it on that question. That is a great question. I'm glad I got to read that question last. I'll ask the audience before I render my judgment. Audience, if you are Dwight Howard, would you take custody of a child who now has what is called a proclivity at this point? Do you take custody? He's 14 years old. You have a connection with him. He's your son. I think you do. It's not like he doesn't know him, and that's not the case. I think he takes custody and he gets him real help instead of that help that she was doing. You do. That he knows him. That's his son. You do. Especially since you're about to retire. You do. But if I'm Dwight Howard, I stay firm in either I get full custody or no custody. How many of you guys agree or disagree? Who agrees or disagree? B News said, yes, sir, take custody. I want full custody or nothing. I'm not going to play around. I'm not going to get half. I'm not going to share custody. I want full custody, or I don't want anything at all. I don't want half and half. Don't play with me. Full custody. That's it. Because now it's time for me to step in and be a father, and I'm going to do that. And the last time I tried to be the father, this bitch was able to go to y'all and tell y'all that I was doing something wrong. We're not having that problem. I am going to be there, and I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to pull a Frank Sinatra. And I dare y'all to say something, since it's obvious the state and her failed him. Right, B. Give me full custody or fuck you and fuck them kids, period. We're not going to play around with this. And this is one of the times when fathers have the power, when that bitch gets overwhelmed and she finally realizes, which sucks that you even have to go through this. But that is one of the times where fathers do have the power, when that bitch became overwhelmed. That happens a lot. Bitch gets overwhelmed. Now you want to show up and bring me into the fold. Thank you, Tawana. Tawana put 10 on it. Yuande said, you rock. Thank you, beautiful girl. You rock yourself. And put that on. I tell you, I said I was going to put it on the screen to make sure I do this. Tawana, Yuande, JL said for the entertainment. That is one of the, if you guys even remember it from the movie Boys in the Hood. Was it Boys in the Hood? Yeah. Or was it? Yeah, Boys in the Hood. Boys in the Hood, yay. I can't control him. Go stay with your daddy. which I thought even when I was a kid and I saw this, I said, well, that's kind of fucked up. Why do we think this is normal? You get to ruin this motherfucker and you send him off to me? Where's the logic in that? You get to make him out to be ain't shit. He can't walk. He can't talk. Show up now. I could have been there from day one. Nope. Show up when the nigga out here stabbing people. You need to be here for your son. What? This is horrible. Nothing good comes from it. I know, I want to say this. I know many people say it's not all black women. I know it's not. But I want y'all to realize that you can't have a name and that name be synonymous with failing your children. Black women, do you understand what I'm saying? I think you're good people. I think society is fucked up, and I think that they've allowed you to be able to go around and be stupid. Logan says, hi, Tommy. The city of Denver loves you, and I try to imitate you. LOL, you're a good dude. You changed my life. Thank you. People see you as failed parents because you play too much. And your children that you're raising, the ones that are out there shooting up people, the ones that are doing all this stuff, they come from you directly. You have too many people, regardless of their class, think it's okay to be an ass. One of the great things that Royce could have done is just became a parent. She could have raised a great child. But you know what she decided to do? Say fuck it. Because life was about her. Say fuck it. Because life was about her and not being a parent. Right, Demetrius? Chasing fame. We have so many, I've met so many girls who were always chasing dick and they had children. Oh, but they were still chasing dick. Your job as a parent is to protect and shield your children. And it seems like we've all failed miserably. I'm Tommy Sotomayor. Thank you guys. Thank all of you guys for hitting the Cash App. I'll talk to you guys later. If you got children, ask them questions. Stop letting them stay with anybody. Stop letting anybody be around them. Protect them fiercely. If you are a lioness, these are your cubs. Die for them. Please. I'm out. Sir, you a grown ass man. You called me to troll me. Did you